week 3 in July. And week 3, we talk about automations in my system, freedom to flourish through real estate. And what that looks like is that every first Tuesday of the month, which the structure is kind of changing in August, actually. So I guess I could kind of go over that. But in every first Tuesday of the month, I do a call at noon. It's really kind of more like a mastermind. I'm going to share my system and what works for me and how I eliminate overwhelm, how I kind of, just handle my business over in real estate after being a realtor for 22 years, and eliminate the overwhelm, because there's so much overwhelm and doubt and fear and all these things. And I just hate living in that space. I want to live in abundance, and I want to live in a place where I'm confident and I know that I'm going to do good. But when I get in overwhelm and I'm like, what do I do next? Those two places don't live in the same place. So I had to create this system for myself, and I called it Freedom to Flourish in Real Estate. And what that looks like is these 4 pillars. So I know in my mind that no matter what I'm working on in my real estate business, I'm in one of these pillars, either mindset, foundations, automations, or funnels. So I just decided that every week of every month of every year, and I did this about 7 years ago, I would just only work on the things in that pillar for that week, and I would make them be my main focus. Now, I might do some other stuff in these other areas, but as far as building things out and really digging deep, I would save it for those weeks. And so that's what I did. And then I just created I'm not a coach. You can't pay me. I'm not for hire. I just share this with everybody, and that's that. And so foundations we did last week, automations we're going to cover today. And then next week is one of my favorites, and we really need this right now, is lead generation funnels. So I hope that you guys come back next week for the funnels. But today we're going to dig into all automations. So automations is very important in our real estate business, but yet it seems to be the number one thing that agents don't want to do. They don't want to automate things. I don't know why. I am all about systemize, automate, and then delegate. I don't want to do any of that stuff anymore. I've been doing it for 20 years. I do not want to go reinvent the wheel every single time I go on a buyer appointment or a seller appointment. Like right now, there's a lot of changes with the contracts, and I just want to learn it all at once. I want to internalize it, and I want to put it into my listing presentation or my buyer presentation, and I'm going to be done with it. It's going to all go in my beautiful Google Drive folder, so that whenever I get an appointment, I just print it all out, put it in a folder, and I'm out of here. And so automations, almost everything in your business can be automated. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So the very first thing, though, that I want to talk about is time blocking. This thing right here, this calendar, and getting these things on. Don't let that freak you out. I know that's a lot, but I have a couple of different calendars on here. So like we have our local stuff. I could take that off because I don't necessarily go to all of that stuff, but some of it I do. I am the area leader, but we have an office that I open for office hours. So that's all there. But pretty much all of this other stuff, like I literally time block everything, because if I don't, it won't get done. And I love Google because you can move these blocks around. And so I have it on my phone. I have it here. I also have a hard planner called the Law of Attraction Planner that I use every year. I think I have like 6 of these things over there, and it's really interesting to go back and look through them, because I really do use it to plan out my month. So you can see at the beginning of every month, they have these note pages, and you're able to go in and just make notes of all of the things that you want to do. What is your big goal? What are the action steps that need to be taken to do that? And so I use that a lot too. So you have to figure out your style of time blocking, though. I know that I'm not going to work on a big project like multiple days in a row. I have to work on it for one day, and then I have to do something else because I know my energy, I know my thinking, I know how that is. So it took me years to figure out how to time block in a way that would work for me to use my brain at the right time of the day. So I know I do most of my heavy lifting in the morning. So, and Mondays always is my content videos. So if I'm doing video, I usually do it all on that day. So that's already changed, but you got to figure out what is going to work for you though. So I could do a whole class on time blocking, but we won't. We'll move on. So in the very beginning of this class, I gave you guys an abundance plan. So if you still have that, great. If not, I'm going to go pull it up again right now. And I meant to do this earlier, but I forgot. So my link tree has the link to the abundance plan download. So you could go here and you could download this. So ideally, I would love to see you guys fill this out by the end of the month. We worked on the mindset part and your vision in week 1. And then week 2, we talked about your lead generation or your real estate business foundations, your CRM, the different things, your logo, your colors, all of that stuff was in week 2. Now here we are in week 3. So if you don't have a copy of this, let me just grab this link tree really quick, copy, and go put that in the chat. Bear with me, hold on. Okay, there. So if you don't have it, it's in the chat and you could just download it from there. So here we are. So number 1, your schedule. Time block what you want to create. And once you guys download this, then you'll be able to use it. You'll be able to make a copy of it and you'll be able to write all over it. Do whatever you want with it. It's yours at that point. Replace my logo with yours and get it filled out though. But ideally, I would love to see you be time blocking from the things that you put on here. So if you don't have your Lofty set up, I gave you a link to Adam Frank's Lofty setup course that's free that he did so kindly for all of us. So you could take that and then you could go and you could time block to do that. I do LinkedIn every morning from 6:30. I do a class from 7 to 8 of some kind. And these change every week. Like once I get something done, I'll just go change it and put something else on there. But you get to make notes and figure out from these 4 weeks that we've spent together, what is it that you're missing in your business? Get it on your business plan, abundance plan, and then go create it. You get to create all of this stuff however you want to do it. So some more things in week 3, after you think about your time blocking to get those foundational pieces set up, your Lofty, like time block, all that. But here's some other things. Here's some marketing ads that you could run weekly. I use listings to leads and I talk about that a lot more next week. But they have a lot of content that you could go share on social media. A blog, you can get blogs from different sites. Like I know that Keeping Current Matters has a blog. There's so many different places that you could get a blog. You could just go to NAR and get a blog post and go share it. A proof of business post. So just find something to do every single day on your social media or in your CRM. This is, if I love this, I get the best reactions and comments and all of that from story posts. There's a lot of people out there teaching story posting right now. April Pertwee is one of my dear friends, and she has this whole group called Light Beamers. And if you just copy this and go put that in Facebook, you can join that and it's free. And she has a ton of free stuff to teach and help you learn how to put yourself out there by doing storytelling. And she has just a lot of great content in here. I am part of her monthly membership in one of her things because I learned how to do a lot of stuff from her. And so you got to figure out who to follow, who's already doing something that you want to do. Take that class, learn how to do it, and then go implement it. So that's there free for you. An inspirational post. Just go do create a meme and make it be all about you. If you follow me, you've had to have seen all of the different posts that we do about positive, encouraging things like that. So, and then your buyer packet in Google Drive, your seller packet in Google Drive. Go copy those links and put them here so that you can um, just go to them at any time, but take the time block creating them. So if you don't, I'd like to know if you guys are willing to show your hands, who has a listing presentation and a buyer presentation already where you could just print it out. Does everyone have that here? I can't see a lot of people. So if you don't, it's one of the first things that you need to time block and go create. And there is a ton of things that you could use. You could go to Etsy. You guys watch this. Here's we have stuff in Epic in our Canva too. There are listing presentations, buyer presentations, but I love Etsy because you could go find your style. But this is like a quick little hack that you might not know about, and I just want to share it. So if you go to Etsy, ETSY, and do listing presentation, just do Realtor, just do Realtor. And it pulls up beyond amazing amount of content for you, but then you could narrow it down. Realtor listing presentation. And for 20 bucks, like so little of a fee. But search around in here. You could go on them and see all of the different things that they're going to give you. They basically are going to give you just a whole downloadable packet that you could then go in and download to Canva and go in and edit it and make it your own. Or some of them will probably do that for you if you give them your photo. But my point is, like, this is a business and we have to set it up as a business. And businesses have SOPs. They have systems and processes and all kinds of things. So these are yours. You've got to get your SOPs figured out and documented so that you're not thinking about it over and over and over. And then here are some more examples of automations. Campaigns in your CRM. Once you learn how to use Lofty, it's important that you go in there and you make sure that your campaigns are customized with your information. I did one campaign and I went in and I uploaded a video into my email and put all my people, and I called it a re-engage campaign, and I was able to move them to all of the right columns according to how they responded to my re-engage campaign. So there's a lot of different things that you could do in Lofty to customize and automate those. A budget spreadsheet, a closing spreadsheet, checklist for buyers and sellers. Those are just some of the examples. So what I want to do today, though, I have this business in a box. It's called Business in a Box, and I have a budget spreadsheet. I have a closing spreadsheet. So when you get in here and you open this, you'll see all of the information on here. So you'll be able to download this to your own computer, and then it'll be your closing spreadsheet. So every year you could go in and you could document all of this stuff. So every time you have a closing, you go in here and you just document it. And then I have the board spreadsheet. So this is a copy of the board. So it's an overview of your business and where you are right now. So if you have listings, they could go right here. If you have buyers, they go right here. When any of those move to under contract, you could go put them right here. Here's prospective buyers, and then your closed files for whatever date and year. This is old, 2024, but whatever it is, you do it. And then once you close out for the year, you just move that stuff all over and go start over, and you have your board. So we do this in my business, in my real estate business, and my assistant updates it and keeps it for us. So this is just a blank copy for you to use. A couple more, because you're here today. I'm just going to give you guys access to this. This is my old logo, but it doesn't really matter. This is an automation of a timeline. So every time we go in and we have a new contract, we fill out this timeline, the executed date, when the option expires, all of these things. And just anything where time is of the essence in your contract, you add it to your timeline. And all you got to do is just go delete my logo like this, and then go to insert image, upload, and I'm just going to upload my new logo to show you how to do this real quick. So where is that logo? I think it's in here. Maybe here. Oh, there it is. So you just put your logo in, and then you could shrink it, make it small. See, it says replace my logo with your own, and boom, it's beautiful. And then you could insert your signature down here. And then every time we do this, we have my VA send an email to our clients, and I get copied on it, and we send it, and it has all the current dates in it. And I tell them to put it up on their refrigerator so that they don't miss any of the dates. Very important that you count your days and you know that you've got the right days. You don't want to tell them the wrong days in here either. All right, so hopefully that's helpful. So that's a timeline. Here's another one. This one's for a seller and one's for a buyer. This is the home buying process. I love this document. This is one of the documents I've updated my other ones. These are old, but I put this at the front of the folder that I print out because it helps me tell the story and show the value to a buyer. So I learned how to do buyer presentations when I was a Dave Ramsey ELP. And I don't have a folder with me right here, but we'll just pretend that this is a folder for Epic. But I would print out my buyer presentation, which this is part of it. And then I have a couple of other documents, and then I have a home warranty, packet. I have something from the title company, and then I put a copy of all of the contract documents that they're going to sign in there. And then, just other pieces. I have a whole shelf in my office here that has different things that I've collected from title companies, from the Chamber of Commerce, with all kinds of information. Sometimes I get those books from the chamber that talk about new Braunfels, and I throw one of those in there until I run out of them. And so just you get to be the one to create that folder. But when you sit down at the table with a potential buyer and you go over this, this is you telling them the story. So this is literally just a summary. Like we could break this down into 100 different things that we do. But as I sit there with them, I talk about how getting the pre-approval and signing, this is before all the laws changed, you guys. I've been doing it the way they're wanting us to do it right now for years and years and years, because I was taught to do it that way. But I explained to them that before we start looking at homes, we're going to have to get a pre-approval letter from a lender, and they're going to sign a buyer representation if they choose to work with me. First thing I say, now let me spend the next 20 minutes going through all of the reasons why they are going to want to work with me. So I talked to them about a property search. Like, okay, Mr. Buyer, like, tell me, what are your thoughts on searching for property? When are you going to be off? Like, what does that all look like? And then I talked to them about setting up showings and all of these different things. You got to go put it into your own words, and you can add to it, but just have a presentation, something that you go over with them that is going to just make it clear, simple. I'm all about keeping it simple. So I explained to them that, there's probably 50 more things I could put on here, but I really just want to keep this simple so that I can show you all of the different things that I'm going to do if you do decide to work with me. And then by the time we're done and we close that folder, and they're like ready to go look at homes and sign now. So I always have them sit down. I want to know that they're serious. I want them to know that this is a business deal that we're making. And I'm not just a showing agent. Like, so this works really well. So I'm going to give you guys this. Hopefully it works for you. And then I'm going to give you all of these. So I'm going to copy this link. Let's see. I just did this the other day. How did I do it? Move. I don't want to move. Share right there. Share. I'm going to copy this link. All right, I'm going to put this in the chat. Thank you, Sunny. I appreciate the feedback. All right, so you guys go and make sure that you can open that. Because that's all of these. And these are just a few. Like they're almost everything you do throughout your day, every day, you got to think, can I create a system for this? Can I automate it? And can I delegate it? I have 3 virtual assistants that I work with regularly throughout every day to get all of these things done that I'm doing because I'm recruiting, I'm training, and I'm really big on retention of the agents that I've brought over. And so I want to make sure that everybody has what they need, or at least some direction. We have to be resourceful, you guys. Like, that's another thing. As real estate agents, we have to be resourceful. We have to be able to figure out how to get shit done. Like, we cannot rely on other people to do this stuff for us. This is our business. And how you approach every single day, if you're going to be positive and you're going to get up and you're going to make it happen, or if you're going to get up and you're going to be sad and blue and not try to figure out how to make things happen. Things are still happening. Closings are still going on. It's your job to wake up every day and figure out how one of those closings for the month is going to be yours, and that you're going to how you're going to be the one to go out there and get one of those deals. All right, Sabrina, that link is both of these are the buyer. I don't have a seller process. The seller one I do is I have a whole seller presentation. Are you wanting that one too?
Oh, I thought you were giving the link
What?
for all of the documents. That was the
Oh, that
buyer.
link is, oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So it was only that. Okay, so I see what happened because I didn't, hold on. Thank you. I did right here, business in a box. Okay, this is the link. I see what happened. Thank you so much, Sabrina, for saying that, because
Oh, absolutely.
there you go. There's that. See if that's the right one. I mean, I have a seller one too, but you kind of got to make that one on your own, because I'll show you mine, but it is, really customized to what you're going to do for your listing, what you're going to do for marketing and stuff for them after. So let me go back. Let me go to my drive, and I'm going to go to the loading group. There it is. Oops. See, when business is good, this is what your board looks like. Has the stuff going on, has a lot of closings going on. It's awesome. And then you have years like we're having right now. But that's okay. That's just time to reevaluate your processes. So here's the listing presentation. And here, this is what mine looks like. So I do a ultimate 32-point marketing plan. And I have all of these different things. I just make a list and put it on there, and that's it. That goes in my folder along with several other things. Go ahead, Sabrina.
I just wanted to say it is a little slower than it was for me in the past, but I'm not feeling it
That's
because
awesome.
I'm with Epic, and because of the opportunities, the tools that they provide that I used to have to pay for that are free, and I don't have to pay those fees. So I'm saving all of that money. I'm saving a lot of money on marketing, like photography and
Yeah,
signs and such for my listings. So I'm saving, and I was, with the previous brokerage that a lot of us was with, and even though they offered rev share, I didn't get any because I never met the qualifiers, or the people in my downline never met the qualifiers. So I never got any. And now I'm getting $700-800 a month after buying stock.
that's
I'm getting that
awesome.
every month with rev share. So I'm
Multiple
not
streams of
feeling it.
income, baby.
That's it.
It
So I just
is.
want to share that.
Thank you for sharing. I love that. And yeah, I mean, it is really nice that we moved over here when we did, and we've all been able to create that revenue share as well. And if you haven't yet, don't worry about it. You will, but if you want to, a lot of agents don't even want to do rev share. Like uh, literally, I think it's like 3% of agents want to recruit. I love that opportunity because I've been doing real estate for 23, I don't even know, 22 years. And I don't want to be the one to go work with the buyers and the sellers anymore. I love them and I have great systems, but I also have a team. So I have partner agents that do that part. But I love the lead generation part. I love to do that part. So here are just a few more automations on my slideshow. Google everything, you guys. Like I love folders. So you can see all of these different folders that I have. My do daily. My daily is a little bit ridiculous. That's like my save all folder. So I'm like, I'll put it in my do daily, but all these top ones are mostly the ones that I work on regularly. Not that whole file. But you can see, like, even right here, I had a listing. We just got a new listing that's going live this week. And so I was showing an agent how to do this. So I just went in and bookmarked everything that has to do with that listing. I could right click and delete the whole darn thing whenever I'm done working on this listing. But for right now, I bookmarked the whole listing. Anything that has to do with my website, it's all bookmarked right here. I love bookmarks. Because if I don't bookmark it, I'll forget about it. Period. Like I can't remember anything. You know what I did this morning, you guys? Quick story. This morning I got up and I made coffee and I have a Keurig and the coffee the coffee cup that I use is a taller one. It's one of the Stanley ones. And so I can't fit it in my Keurig thing. So I have another shorter cup that I put underneath that after the coffee goes in it. Well, I made my coffee, I pushed start, and I went to go change and get dressed or throw my yoga clothes on out of my nightgown. I walked back in my kitchen and coffee's all over my damn countertop. I ran the whole coffee cup and forgot to put the coffee thing back in there. So I was like, I just giggled. I'm like, whatever, it's gonna be one of those days, I guess. But I went and got a towel, got that all cleaned up, and went and refilled my coffee thing because I don't buy the Keurig that already done. Those are too expensive. I don't care how much money I make. I'm not paying $50 for coffee Keurig cups, but I do put the fresh coffee in it and put it back in the Keurig. So I did that and I turned around and I went to do something else, get a drink of water or something, and I turned around. I did it twice. I did it twice. Luckily that time I only wasted about a quarter of the cup. I was like, oh my God. So I put, and I never do that. Like I've never done that. And to do that twice in one day, like the older I get, I swear I'm going to have to talk to the doctor about Alzheimer's because I cannot remember anything, it seems like. But I know that that's just because of all of this. My point to this story is that you just have to have a system. You guys, we can still do whatever we want. I don't care if you're 50, 60, 70, 80. I don't like if you just create a system and you just stick to your system, then you'll know. And so I want to show you this one spreadsheet that I created, my goal sheet. So I have this goal sheet and I work off of this. It's kind of like my abundance plan, but in a spreadsheet. And so I have these 12-week goals because I have things I want to do. If I don't write them down, they ain't going to get done because I will completely forget about them. My goal is to recruit 44 agents this year in 1 year, or that's just my ultimate goal is like, hopefully it happens this year. Maybe not. I'm at 25, I think right now on my level 1. And so what do? These are the different things that I do to build that because that's like my number one thing. I love helping other agents build their business and find freedom. And so, but with my loading group stuff, um, all of this stuff those are my things. But I went in and I'm like, okay, there's too much on this page. Like I can't tell. So what do I need to take from this page and put it in here to measure? And so this is what I did. So for the loading group, I need to hold one open house, I need to do my weekly blog, and I need to do one email. These are like my 20% of the things that if I do these every week, the rest will all just fall into place. And recruiting, 5 agents a day in LinkedIn. I didn't do it yesterday. I haven't done it today. And so I'm going to end up making it up, but I'll get it done. My weekly blog, I didn't do that either, but I did all my reels, so I did something. And then my money files. So I want to spend, my goal is to be debt free within the next couple of years. So I have these money files that I work. And guess what? They are in a Google folder right there. And so all of them are in there. And so all of this stuff, like create a system, figure out what your system is, and just get it all down somewhere on paper. All right, I'm getting off track here. So did I get out of it? Oh my gosh, I did. I ended up opening up another folder here. There we go. So, I think that was actually it. Oh no, buyer and seller presentations, closing spreadsheet, budget spreadsheet. I gave you all of those. So those are the ones I ended up putting into that Google folder for you guys. Were you able to open it? Did somebody open it? Hopefully. Okay. I'll assume yes. All right, so those are some of the automations. And now our goal, you guys, next week, we're going to talk about lead generation funnels and what does that look like? And this is kind of what that looks like. I have these recordings are on my YouTube channel, but we're going to talk about creating these offers up here. And what does this all look like now that you have your CRM set up, you have your automation set up? Now it's time to go do some business. It's time to go work and make your 20% of your day be about your lead generation funnels. And what do those steps look like? So I am looking forward to that for next week. I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to stop recording.